audio on. Do you hear the dog in the background?
A little bit.
They're basset hounds, so they are very loud. They're a very loud breed. Audio on. Oh, you can't hear him in the background? Do you hear the dog in the background?
A little bit.
They're basset hounds, so they are very loud. They're a very loud breed. Okay, I think the audio issue is not there. Because I can... on.
I'm good.
Okay.
Let me see if it's anything on my end. I don't think it's anything on me.
Nope,
No.
You're good. I think that the audio is because I was in the car and the background noise was making it duck. But we're good now. All right, it is 7:33 on Friday, May 17th, 2024, and welcome to our weekly Gecko Show with Carolyn Cahan. Did I say it right?
Yes!
I got you. And David DePino. We are super excited to be here with another episode of our Gecko Show. As you can see, oh my goodness. As you can see, we're trying to step up the production value just a little bit. And hopefully by next week we have some better equipment. So I'm very excited to have that. Awesome. Well, this is our 4th episode. I can't believe it's been a month. Just as a general reminder, everybody, this broadcast is live on YouTube. So we did Twitch for a couple weeks because that's where I'm most comfortable. And then we were like, Twitch kind of not the best. So we're doing it on YouTube and the Illinois Valley Geckos YouTube channel. Say that 10 times fast.
I know.
Yeah, right? So again, just super happy to be here and spending another, hour or so this Friday night talking about our favorite little creatures, which are the crested geckos. So again, welcome to you if you're joining us live, or if you're joining us afterwards, you should join us live. We go live every Friday at 7:30 Central Standard Time. So that is 5:30 Pacific and 8:30 Eastern. Okay, the intro's out of the way. Let's kick things off. What was your week like in the hobby, Carolyn?
Very good. I had 2 geckos come in. One was a freebie, so that was
Yay.
awesome. One of my breeder females for Empty Bag Project. Got that coming in. Oh, I also have Arrow here. She's my little co-star.
Love her.
So she's hanging out with us today. But yeah, so I got 2 geckos in. One's a baby, one's a female, adult female. Got more frogs, little tadpoles hatching out, so that's a plus.
I learned a new word from you today, froglet.
Yeah.
Didn't know that was a word, so that's fun.
Right, froglets, tads. And then, yeah, got a big show on Sunday in Janesville, the Show Me Reptile Show. 9 a.m. is the VIP, 10 to 3. It's going to be a good time, so I'm really excited. Last time we were up at Janesville last year, it was actually beginning of this year was last time we were up. It was a good turnout. That was when we had the really cold snap here in Illinois and also in the Midwest. So that was hard to get to, but this time it's going to be a lot easier.
Yay, good. Well, I'm glad. What were the 2 geckos so you got one as a freebie. I wanted to ask you about that. What are your feelings on getting a random baby gecko from a breeder when you buy the gecko?
I was surprised. So we had some complications with shipping. So she felt kind of, upset that it got postponed a couple weeks. She also had some personal problems and just like her phone broke, couldn't make the label, just random stuff that kept coming up. It was a total incident, nothing on her or me. You can't control the weather.
Right.
And so she felt really bad. She's like, do you want a free baby? I see you own a company. I'm like, I'm not going to say no.
Well, that makes sense. Okay, so at least she asked you about it. It's not like you opened the box and you were like, oh, shoot, there's a baby. I thought it was like, oh my God, there's a baby. And for me, that would be the most chaotic, uncomfortable thing in the world. I'd be like, oh my God, I have to house it. But I guess, I don't know, you're in a whole, you have a bigger space than I do for your wonderful animals. So, it's not as big of a deal.
One more, especially a baby, is not that much more room.
Yeah.
It just gets put in the stack.
That's true. Hey, Supreme Gecko, good evening. Welcome in. Thank you for being our first ever chatter on YouTube. Appreciate you. I need to drop a follow
Supreme
there.
Gecko?
Yes.
Wally! Hi, dude.
Yay!
Hi.
Carolyn
Me
knows
and him
you.
are really good friends. I'm
Yay!
always in his live streams for his Supreme 12 Days of Christmas. Or
Oh, cool.
yeah.
Fun.
Yes. So it's awesome to see you in here, Wally. Thank you so much. It's really appreciated.
Ooh, I'm digging the website. Here is the website. Ooh, I love this. Oh, you have hatching material. Ooh, this looks great.
Yes, he's got a lot of stuff.
I have to buy some of that. That's amazing. See, I get a little
Like
distracted.
a lot of my inspiration comes from him. So
Aw.
he helped me a lot. So Wally's kind of like my mentor.
Aw.
And so I'm here. So Wally's been in the hobby for like half the time I've been alive. So thank you, Wally.
Sorry, you're old. No, I'm just kidding.
No.
No, this is great. This is awesome.
No, he just has a lot of experience. He's a really good guide.
That's fantastic.
Oh, Wally, are you going to be at Janesville? Because he's from Wisconsin.
Ooh, fun.
Yeah.
I need to. Oh man, I'm so upset. I was supposed to get. So I coach my college's forensics team, and they had said I could pick up my check today, and I was like, fantastic. I'm gonna pick up my check, and I'm gonna go to. I was actually gonna come surprise you, in Janesville. I really was, and then I was gonna go to the show on Saturday and see one of my really good friends who I love so much, Jen Helm with Blue Rose Exotics. I love her. I have no. My heart does not have I don't have the words to describe how I feel about her in my soul. She has helped me through so many things, and she's just so kind and non-judgmental about the situations that that I get myself into. So I was going to come up and see her, but then I called them yesterday to confirm my check was there, and they were like, "No, it's getting mailed to you." I'm like, "Well, thanks for nothing." So
I know. So Blue Rose Exotics, they always been next to me at shows. Like they're my sister like table.
That's amazing.
Like all of our Scott Smith shows. She's always next to me, and then I've got a dog book creator next to me. And then I think their logo turned out amazing. I was really proud of how well it turned out.
Yes.
And then my other friends with Rainbow Arts Accessories, she actually helped make their logo, and she buys like isopods from me all the time. So we're like, it's a knit group at the show. So it's so amazing. Great.
Well, I'm so glad to be on the periphery of that. And hey, next year I don't know next year, probably sooner than that. As soon as I can get my Electra up to weight, get ready to have some baby sister and make some beautiful tricolors for me. That's awesome.
Sure, and you can come with me to the shows. Like, you can just meet me at Scott's and we can work something out.
I love that. No, we'll definitely figure that out. Well, Wally, it's super nice.
When the time comes, we got time.
Oh yeah, Wally, it's so nice. Well, also like I'm gonna be that breeder. Like, I'll be real with you. It's gonna be really hard to part with anything I produce.
Oh, I know.
So yeah. Well, Wally, thank you so much for joining in the show. I love your website. I'm very interested. See, this is the problem. I see cool stuff. I want one of your red Harleys, like, really bad.
Hey, Wally, it's funny that you're in here. I actually have Kirby, from, don't fail me now, memory. Don't fail me now. What is her name? Oh, why can't I think of her? She always goes to the shows. Why am I failing? Hang on, bear with me. It'll come. It'll pop in my brain.
You're good.
We just met not that long ago. Where is it? It's not Chi-Town. Press the Geckos. Oh, LGP Gecko. LGP. I have Kirby. She came from Supreme Gecko.
Oh,
so
cool.
I have one of yours. She is paired to Alaska, my male lily white, and they're producing. So,
that'll be fun.
Really nice.
That'll be really fun. I love that.
Yeah. So I hope to get like orange base or like red base lily whites. So that'd be nice.
So cool.
He's a dark base, so I might just get muddy orcs. So we'll see.
Yeah, well, that's the fun of this hobby is like you can always find something, and you can always find a home. Like, I have 3 geckos. I think 3. Apollo, Lily. There's another pet-only one that I have. Hunter. Duh. Can't forget about little Hunter. Hunter was my Petco find. I walked in to buy an aquarium, and I walked out with a gecko. But he was so pretty, and he was like on the little leaf, and he looked at me. I'm like, come on, $30, whatever. And he's growing so big. When I got him, he was 11 grams. I weighed him yesterday. Now he's like 17. Like he is just,
awesome.
he packs it on. But yeah, no, I love that. And I
How's that soft scale doing?
Fine. He's not really like that outgoing.
No, not really. He's kind of chill.
Yeah, he's very chill. He's great. Like he's very pretty. Like I love looking at him. So in Illinois, there are certain things that are legal, and I love those certain things. So when I inhale those certain things, he's the one that I play with when I'm stoned out of my mind. Because he's so like he's soft. He's really soft to the touch. He's really cool. I'm going through an era of enclosure upgrades.
Yes,
so,
I swear.
Yes. Carolyn,
there's something new every day.
Sometimes I really do show that my bipolar diagnosis is correct. Anyway, but enough about that. No, in all seriousness, like I was ready. I was so ready, Carolyn. I had them in my cart. I bought the drill bit. I bought the screen mesh. I bought the glue gun. And this weekend I was like, let's pop off. Let's do it. And then I was like, those dubia enclosures are so pretty. Let me just get one.
Yes.
And it arrived, and I'm already obsessed. Do you want to know why? Because it's super light. Like the Exoterra, those Exoterra glass tanks, they're so heavy.
It's very heavy.
And it's like, it's not that I don't trust the shelving unit that you pointed me to, but like, I am just too anxious of a person to have that on my soul all the time. And also, like, I know I just bought, like 2 weeks ago, all those isopods, and I just did 6 bioactive enclosures. But it's gonna, no, I did 5 plus 1 is 6.
One big one. Right.
Yeah. And like, I think for my babies that are in the bioactives, I'll have the bioactives for my grow outs. Here's my plan. I'm gonna get 14 of the dubias and put everybody into the 18 by 18 by 24s. And then, because the dubia enclosures are just so cost effective, a 24 by 24 by 24 is $150. So I'm going to get 4 of those for when my breeders are together. And it's like, yes, is it going to cost $2,000? Sure. But who cares?
Sure.
Like, you know what? You live once. So my plan is to get 14 18 by 24s and just upgrade everybody who's not a baby. And then I'll get my breeder tanks, and then I'll have my baby rack. So that's the plan. In terms of like my week in geckos, it's actually been pretty productive. I got 3 more babies. So I have found my passion in this hobby. My passion is the babies. I think that the babies, they're so cute.
They are.
And they're so fun. So I have, in my opinion, the most beautiful cappuccino that I've ever seen in my life. He got shipped to me yesterday.
Ooh.
Yeah, he's really cool. His name is Cap'n Crunch.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, he's really cool. He comes from a source that we won't speak of on the episode.
We won't speak of? Yeah. Nope.
Whatever. Y'all can have your fight, but I enjoy the geckos. And then...
It's my only one. I just...
Anyways,
all right.
No drama in club. And then I picked up today from a really good friend of mine who I've known for over 20... Well, I'm 34, so 30 years. Somebody that I went to kindergarten, middle school, and high school with. Jasky Exotics. Thank you so much. Well, is it Wally or Walter?
Wally.
Wally? Okay, thank you, Wally. Yeah, I need to post some pictures of the cappuccino. He's really cool. And then I got 2 lily whites today, and I was expecting them to be bigger for some reason, but they're 4 grams and like maybe 5. So I'm very excited. And then my Dalmatian, Apollo, he just hit, I don't know how he did it so fast, but I got him at NIRBC in March. He was 4 grams. Last night, he was 14.
Ooh.
I don't know.
That's awesome.
He's a great eater. He loves to eat, and he loves his bugs. So, like, I weighed him, and I'm like, I looked at him, and I'm like, damn, dude, you're huge. Why am I doing this gesture? So I got this thing at NIRBC in October of 23. I got this awesome, like, hanging vine that's magnetic on the top, and he loved that thing. So he was always in it, and he was so chill in it. When I would take the whole top off his grow-out container, he would just be in the leaves. And I got a good look at him the other day, and I'm like, you're massive. So I put him on the scale, and I was like, holy Moses, that's crazy. So he got put into I call it my cursed terrarium. It's my very first bioactive that
Yes.
you know what? We're on YouTube. I totally fucked it up. I didn't know you had to have a light. I didn't know you couldn't soak the damn thing. So, like, that thing has been through hell and back. It's where I put Genesis, my lily white, who got out, but she was hiding in the wall, that I had to replant, and she hated it because the snake plant was too big. So I took the snake plant out, and I put him in there, and he was crawling all around last night. So anyway, yeah. It was fun. I'm super excited. I'm at my mom's right now because Brian lives really close to my parents. So the lily whites are in their little deli cups in the cabinet in the other room.
Yes.
But they're fun.
And speaking of babies too, I have one from her that is huge. I do. They're already like yay big.
How old is it?
I scared her. I looked at her funny. Now
Arrow.
She's scared.
Hey baby. Is it Arrow like shoot an arrow?
A little different actually. AERO.
Ooh, that's a great name.
Ooh, I know. We're getting special.
That's fun. I like that. Where do you come up with your names?
That one actually is from the breeder.
Oh, okay.
I have a bunch of funny ones this season. So I just named one Skidmark.
I hate you.
I also so Skidmark is paired to Racing Stripes. So, you know.
That's gross. That's nasty.
Yeah, I've got a few quirky ones this season. I'm really excited.
That's fun.
I've got cheesecake and beans.
That's a gross combination. I love it.
Yeah, really gross.
Have you ever thought about having like a private name and then a public name for your breeders?
I thought about Skidmark.
There you go, folks. One. Skidmark the crested gecko.
What was the one that I was? Oh, Stain. I had a gecko named Stain. Went to good friends. And every time I was trying to sell it at shows, I was like, yeah, this is Stain. And every time an adult came by and they were interested, I'm like, yeah, it's Stain, short for Stain.
That's hilarious. I love it. That is too fun.
Yes.
Yay. Oh, I love that. So yeah, is it like, sorry, I should know this. Is it this season? There's a lot of babies hatching, it seems like.
Yeah, it's a season. Yeah, a lot of pairings are producing geckos now, and they're hatching out. So yeah, a lot of geckos. Like, we've already had some late geckos from last year that already hatched this year. More of our new breeders from this year, their eggs are going to be hatching any second. Nice. So this is kind of like time where everything's hatching out. A lot of breeders pair theirs like late December, January. I paired a couple then, but some of them, I don't know. I had a late season, so a lot of them, like some of them are still like haven't locked yet.
Oh wow.
I keep some of my breeders together. Some of them are separated, but majority of them are together. For this time around, there's only one male that's kind of aggressive, so I keep him kind of separate. I let him lock because he's a good breeder, and then I separate him. But no, it's some of them just are a little late on laying eggs, so it's kind of.
Is there a harm to like pairing at different intervals during the year?
Not really. It depends on what temperature you keep your house. There's a couple ways you can go about it. Some breeders like to do essentially where you take the male away, everything, and then you do temperature drops. You can do everything like that. There's some other breeders that will just keep the temperature the same all year round. They'll just do the intervals of when pairing the male, when to pair them, everything like that. There's different ways to do it. I mean, either way is still successful. And of course you can do off seasons as well. I mean, you should, especially if the female's not doing too hot. Give her a year off. Like I've got a female right now that's doing a year off just because she dropped a little bit of weight, but she's coming back now. So she'll get paired probably towards the end of the year.
That's great. Okay. I was just wondering because like I need to get some reps under my belt of like, I want to do this because this is what I want to do. And when I go into it, I'm like, if I keep every baby I produce, fine. I don't care.
Right.
I'll do it.
Right.
Because I want to do this and I really enjoy this hobby. It's really fun. The people are super nice. And like there's always something cool to find and see.
Yeah.
And like I really want to know how to do this. Like I've been around animals forever. I mean, my main business is a bird sitting service. But like I'm so good at the behavioral side, but I know nothing about breeding because I've never done it. So, and I feel like with the crested geckos, like I'm very well connected meaning I know you. So, like, if anything goes to hell and back, I would, we can always figure it out. But
Yeah.
I just want to do it. And, like, I'm not doing it willy-nilly. I'm doing it with my big, awesome male from Pangea. And then I'm doing it with my big, awesome girl from Rachel. Oh, thank you, Wally. Yes. Yeah, I don't know really how YouTube, the algorithm works, but like, follow, subscribe, all that jazz. Love it.
Seriously. I tried, like, it's funny because I make Facebook posts, like, the day of the live stream. And just because we do this every week, I just do it the day of. And it's just, like, I'm, like, trying to be all quirky. Like, we talk about this, and give, like, the spectrum.
I love it.
I always feel so cringy, but I know I have to say it. Like, whenever I'm saying, like, follow, subscribe,
Yeah, do it.
Hit that subscribe button.
Yeah. I mean, it's
so funny because there's so many YouTubers that have been doing it for so long that it's so new to them. But when you're so new to, like, being, like, showing your face to social media, it becomes, like daring. Like,
yeah, it is. It's definitely, like, everybody can do it, but I think that, I don't know. We were talking about this before the show tonight. Like, I love Carolyn. I love working with you. It's so much fun. And also, like, don't forget the show. So my big thing is the group, the Worldwide Crested Gecko Enthusiast Group. Like, I want that to be the place for anything Crested Gecko on the internet, which I know is a tall order, but we did grow to almost 600 members in 2 months. So very happy about that. I got some really good feedback yesterday when I was having a debate with one of the members about enclosure size, but we've talked about that enough. They were like, oh, I love the group. So anyway, if you're not in the Worldwide Crested Gecko Enthusiast group, definitely join. There's no spam. There's no scam. Myself and Carolyn and Cameron Schwab are the administrative team in the group. So we're really excited to have that.
Yeah, and we're very active too.
Yes.
There's other groups where there is no active admins at all. Like the Crested Gecko group, that is the biggest one where there is no admins and everyone knows about it.
Yep.
And that's why we created this group, just to say, okay, this is where you should go now instead, which stinks because there's hundreds of thousands of people in that group. Now we're just trying to collect everyone and say, hey, this is an active admin group.
27K, which is great, but
okay,
like,
all right,
it's not.
Okay. I thought it was like over 100, but whatever.
No, I wish that'd be nice, but like, whatever. It's a shit show. But what's not a shit show is us. So I love this. Yay! We had a very fun week in Gecko World. I'm so excited to get my Dubia enclosure built tomorrow. That's going to be a good time. Amazing. Well, let's go into our kind of topic du jour, which is discussing the Gold Standard Gecko Show that happened a couple weeks ago at Flora Fauna Fest. Neither of us were able to go, but I watched a lot from the sidelines, and that to me is like, as somebody kind of newer to this hobby who wants to get started in breeding, I love that this exists as a resource, because the way that you drive excellence in the hobby is you have like certifiable excellence.
Right. Like there's a standard, like a set standard of what you should be aspiring to be. So that's really nice.
Yeah. And don't get me wrong, I think there's definitely a world in which there are people who breed pet quality geckos, and I think that that's okay.
Yeah, there's still a market for it. I mean, depending what you do, how you want to do it, what goals you want to have, there is still a market for the pet ones.
But here's my question.
Yeah.
As a breeder and as somebody who aspires to do that, I mean, we could get into the ethics of breeding. I don't know. We can go wherever we want, which is fun. My Streamlabs is frozen. Oops. Okay. Great. Could there be more noise? Could there be more noise in the background?
I don't hear anything.
You don't?
No.
Literally a plane flying over my parents' house. Okay. Give me one hot second here.
Okay.
It's just hung up. Okay, one sec. Are we still streaming?
It looks like it.
Okay.
So we can't hear in the background?
Okay, yeah, we're still going. Carolyn, do we want to... without ending the stream, I cannot do a screen share because the Streamlabs program is hung up. We could do one of two things. We could either go where we organically were going with the ethics of breeding for 30, or I could restart and we could do gold standard. What would you like to do?
How about let's do gold standard next time, and we can just go into ethics, just so anyone that we do have.
Yeah, I don't want to end it.
Sorry,
I really don't want to end it.
Yeah.
Okay, cool, perfect. I'm not the most collaborative person in the world, so that's why I'm asking, because I just want to make sure that I'm not railroading anybody.
Yeah, we could have next stream. We'll have everything ready then. We'll be good there.
And maybe we can drop an email to David over there at Tiki's and see if he wants to join. That would be kind of fierce. Anyway.
Even Wally, you can always join.
Yeah. Let's brainstorm. So, kind of like an internal admin item, we're going to take the show to another level. Really, the last month has been like, hey, can Carolyn and I have a conversation for an hour on this topic? And the answer is no, we can't have a conversation for an hour. Our conversation is 7 days long, which is a good problem to have. So,
Wally asked, can you bring up the video on your phone?
I do have it going on my phone. Yep. I just wanted to make sure. I just didn't have it up at the moment. So I just wanted to make sure we were on there. And there's a delay.
Yeah, I've got it on my phone and it looks good.
Yeah, perfect. There's a delay on mobile, which is fine. Anyway, so let's go into ethics of breeding. Yeah, perfect. Wally.
Oh, sweet. Thank you, Wally. Yeah, we'd love to have you. Absolutely. We do live streams every Friday at 7:30. So yeah, I can definitely mess with you and we can say something. Now, are we able to do 3 at a time, or how does that work?
We can do 60.
Okay, perfect.
Mm-hmm. So let's talk about.
Sarah's still here. She's a freebie.
Aw, she's so cute. I love. She's so chill.
She's sliding off.
Do you think temperament passes down genetically?
I think so, personally, because like if you have wild caught, obviously it's gonna be a crazy gecko. And in my experience, like wild caught babies are still kind of freaky. I think it just kind of trickles down over time.
Makes sense. Yeah, they're not domesticated by any means. I mean,
right? Yeah, that's a good way to phrase it. Is domesticated.
Yeah, same with other exotics. So let's talk about pet quality, because I think pet quality is kind of a phrase we throw around for people who don't know better. Like, I got my first gecko, and I love Lily. She's a lily white named Lily. I know. Very creative. And I love her. I think she's great. I love the breeder I got her from, Starlight Geckos out of Louisiana. I got her at NARBC October 23. But as I learn more about the hobby, the more I'm like, well, her crest structure isn't wonderful, and her eyelashes aren't the best, but she's wonderful. She's really friendly. She loves to run to the front of. She loves to run up to the front of the cage when I'm doing my feeding. But like, as a breeder, what are your thoughts on having geckos that are less than the standard or a standard and selling them for the purpose of like a child's pet or a classroom pet? I'd love to know your thoughts.
Absolutely. So we personally do higher end and lower end. We do pet quality. And we sell them for the pet quality price. Some of our babies can range anywhere from $70 to $125, just as our kind of starting, pets, 125 be a little bit nicer geckos. Mm-hmm. That's what we set our babies in a price range. We usually don't go lower than 70. Like Arrow, she is one of our best producers, knock on wood. She is not the best looking gecko, but she's incredibly tame. And that's one of the selling points that I can really say is the mother's really tame. I have a baby that I kept from this pairing that's incredible. The baby's already super tame and it's only 6 months old.
Wow.
So that's one thing too that you can kind of, say, especially when a customer doesn't want to pay $600 or more for a high-end gecko. Like if we only did high-end geckos, they're only going to be $600, $700, $800. Someone has to produce pet quality, because I do my Scott Smith's all of my Expo shows once a month, sometimes twice a month, because they do the shows twice a month, every month. Typically I do the Sunday shows, and 90% of what I sell at those small knit group shows is my pet only babies, because I have a setup terrarium, a little starter kit terrarium that has everything in it besides the food and the baby, and I make deals and everything. So it's easier to sell those pet quality geckos Granted, we're not in this for the money, but we're in it for the families. We're in it for people to learn from us and everything, to pass on our knowledge for these exotic animals, because they really are exotic animals, no matter what. And there's there is a market for the babies, no matter what everyone says. And people can say, my stuff isn't selling. Well, you have to, price correctly, advertise correctly, either in shows or online, and know how to market, know how to make deals, know how to actually sell what you have. You're not going to sell anything if you don't promote it, advertise it, do anything. That's the biggest thing. That's how it is in any industry. So, like in any industry, anything, whether you're selling ceiling fans or you're selling tanks, you're always going to have something on the low end. You're always going to have something on the high end, no matter what market you're in.
That makes a ton of sense. Like, it really depends from what you're saying, like on your goals with your program, because for me, I love the really high end stuff, and the really unique, weird, basically if it's from Korea or if it's a cool like fringy coloration. I don't like the word morph, but like I am happy to spend the money on it. Like my Cap, not cheap, but is he amazing? Yeah. My Sable, not cheap. Is she incredible? Yes. What else? I mean, Big Guy was a $900 gecko that I got for half of that, less than half of that. That was just like a Craigslist deal from heaven. But yeah, right. I mean, I think you're totally right. Like, it's just all about who your end consumer is.
Right.
And who's going to pick it up. But like, do you think that there's a value to having your pet quality gecko just be some of the not so nicest babies that are from your like great clutch or from your great pairs? What do you think?
I mean, I aim to go subpar. I aim to go not the worst looking gecko for my low end, but something actually kind of nice. Do I have my adult breeders that produce pet only geckos that have a low head structure? Yes, I've got a couple females that have a very low head structure, but I'm able to work with that project. I'm able to work with either putting a different male in the different season who has the better advantage in the genetics, whether it be a better head structure, better overall body structure, better coloration. I'm able to play with that genetic and play God in a sense of saying, okay, how do I want this baby to look?
That's a great point. And Wally made a really good point in the chat here. Give people options, have some widgets on the low, medium, and high price points. I totally agree with you. I think that there's some breeders who have like shown that the juggernauts in the industry, and they breed, the high end Axanthics, the high end lily whites, the high end all of that stuff. Like, when you first set out though, what was your initial goal with your breeding?
My initial goal was just have clients. That was my biggest goal, because I am starting a company. I am starting small, so I have to kind of start small somewhere. And so when I first started producing, we were just producing some just Harley Quinns. That was our first thing, just like many other breeders, starting with Harley Quinns. And then we got into Red Phantoms. And then we started with our Red Dalmatian projects, which have been amazing. So we've been, a little bit all over. We give not only the options of price point, but we give options of morph. We don't just do one thing. Because if you only do one thing, it's a little bit harder to sell. If you give people more options, whether it be morph, quality, different aspects, something's going to move.
Totally. No, I think you're just so right. I could listen to you talk forever, honestly. You're just so right. Like, I look at, okay, this is going to make me sound like accidentally a little bit rude, and I really don't mean it to be. So if she ever watches this, if I offend you, I apologize in advance. I love what you're creating. But I really love Mother of Dragons. Or nope. That's Game of Thrones. I love Mother of Geckos. I don't know the morph per se, but she produces these incredible looking, super high contrast geckos that are like black and white and like they just look cool as hell. And like, they have a great structure to them. I don't know what morph they are. I don't even know if they like are a morph. I'm sure that you can like slap some phrases on there, but to me, looking at her program is so inspiring because I'm like, listen, I don't really care what it is. I just think it looks amazing, and that's cool. And like that helps me because my collector brain is all about the super high end. Like if it's less than $1,000, don't even talk to me, which is bad. But in all seriousness, like I do like the really high end stuff, but when you go for the more high end market, you got to compete. And I'm never winning the marketing battle with like, you know, altitude exotics. I'm never winning that marketing battle. If somebody wants an Axanthic, like to me, that's where you go.
Right.
And again, if that's accidentally offensive, sorry, I don't know everybody.
No, that's 100%. I 100% agree because no matter what, there's always going to be people that have been in the market longer than you have.
Exactly.
And everyone's, you know, starts somewhere.
Yep.
I mean, you know, we started small. We are local producing. We live in the middle of the country. Have you seen? You know, you've been out here before. We live in the middle of the nowhere. And it's nice that we're able to at least attend shows and start getting our face out there. You know, we're starting to branch out to different states and actually say like, hey, this is us. You know, we're really getting out there in all the different groups, even the good and bad ones, you know, just say like, hey, this is us. We have this live stream. You know, even the live stream is like a big step, you know, for either of us really getting our face out there, you know, because if you don't get yourself out there, you're not going to be up there with the big dogs, you know.
Totally.
Wally can definitely leave, you know, that Wally can 100% talk with us when we go into this next time.
Yeah.
Like, Wally, I don't care how many times you say that you're not, but you're like one of them, you know. And so it's hard when you're a small breeder, but you have to have the mentality that like everyone starts somewhere.
Totally.
Whether it be some people have inheritance and they start out huge really quickly. There's a few big name breeders out there that I'm assuming won the lottery or something and turned it into their hobby with crested geckos.
Yeah.
And, you know, there's a few out there that I imagine that's what happened. And then there's some that really worked hard for, you know, what they did. And they've been, you know, grinding. And now they're successful in the hobby and they're known in the hobby. And so it's just like everyone starts somewhere, whether it be small or big, you know.
I love that.
You just have to, definitely. It's just getting your name out there and just actually wanting to get your name out there.
I think part of it too, no, Wally, you're our Beyonce.
Wally, yes, you are.
We love you. And you know, when I got into this hobby too, like I got into it in October of 23, and then I was gonna like get rid of Lily because I was like, I don't really like this. And then I was taught how to handle her, and it was game over from there. I was like, okay, this is what I want to do. And you know, when I thought to myself, I'm like, okay, I don't know everything about breeding geckos. I don't know everything about genetics, but what do I know how to do? I know how to moderate an online group. I know how to have a lot of personality on a show. Like, and I know that I do just fine for myself with my business. So, well, some months. This month has sucked, but that's okay.
It's okay. It's us too, don't worry.
It happens. I think just...
It's the season.
The economy is just not good. Like, inflation is not good. People are not traveling. Like, it's just... My employee with the bird business, she was like, are you giving me all the bookings? I'm like, I am. And it's bad. Like, it's just a bad month. And that is what it is. Let's talk about that a little bit. Like, what do you do in a time... Oh my God, Arrow, you're so cute.
He keeps slipping.
You have a baby from her, like, now?
I have a bunch. I think I've got 2 or 3 from her right now. One is a holdback.
But we all know where this story goes. No, I need to focus. Enclosures, then we can expand.
Yes. So you just got one from me, so hang on.
I did.
You're slipping.
Yeah. I'm so tempted to sell my cappuccino male that I have, but he's so cool.
I know. We've been talking about it for a little bit.
I love him. He's just so friggin' sweet. He's a sweet little guy, and I'm like, I don't want you to live in a bin. Sorry, no offense.
Right.
No, I'm keeping him. He's got great lineage. I just love him. Am I going to be able to end the stream because of this flippin' computer? Well, I think we've chatted through it. Moving forward, I think our shows will be longer. So for next week, like So we're just doing some admin stuff in-house. Like, we've proven the concept. Concept is very well proven. We can do this. So now it's time to add on the production value.
Yes.
So I'm ready to go. You good? Cool. Well, Wally, wonderful to meet you. We had a lot of people in the chat today, so thank you all for joining our little show here. We will be back next Friday, same time, same place, same faces. Have a lovely weekend, Gecko, and we will see you all soon.
Thank you so much, Wally.
Thanks, Wally. Thanks, everyone. Have a good night. All right, one sec.